This story takes place of May 17th, 2021. David was taking a road trip to go see his parents, who he hadn't seen for about a year due to COVID. But unfortunately for David, the weather was not in his favor. As David was driving on the road that night, it started to rain really hard and it began to lightning and thunder. David knew with the weather condition, he wasn't going to be able to go further. Just as he thought he was about to sleep on the side of the road until the rain had passed, he looked through his windshield wiper window and saw a town that had a sign that said, "No Return Village." He sat there for a moment and thought to himself, weird name. After reading that, David thought about skipping this town and then trying his best to weather the storm. But as David sat there, he noticed that he couldn't keep his eyes open. Plus, he didn't have any water or food. He was getting very hungry. So he figured that this town must not be that bad because of the name. As David was driving slowly into the town of no return, he noticed that his car was getting closer to E, meaning that it was running out of gas. So any doubt about him going to this town soon faded away because he definitely needs help and supplies, food, water, and gas. But as he was going into the town, he noticed something odd about the people. Everywhere David looked, everyone had on phantom mask. Everywhere that he looked, phantom mask everywhere. Women, men, children, and even pets were wearing phantom masks. David thought maybe there was some sort of festival going on in this town. But as he was driving in the town, he noticed that everyone was giving him a stare, a very uncomfortable stare. He kept on driving through. He even asked a local person there for directions, but the person just looked at him and just walked on without even saying anything to David. Another thing David noticed, that it was close to 1 o'clock a.m. and the town was lively as ever with people roaming around. But what made the town really eerie is how quiet it was. He couldn't even hear the footsteps of the people walking around in town. It was like it was total silence. It made him felt unease, but he still went on about his business. What felt like 10 minutes later, after enduring a bunch of sinister stares of the townspeople, David was able to find a hotel. When he got into the hotel, he noticed the recipient at the front desk was also wearing that strange phantom mask. David asked the recipient, was there any room available? The person at the front desk just nodded their head, yes, but they didn't say anything. Okay, do you know how much it would cost for me to have a room just for one night? I decided to take a break from my road trip because I felt a little tired and I need me some rest. Do you know how much it'll cost for one night? Again, the recipient didn't say anything. We stared at each other for about a few minutes until finally the recipient pointed at a sign that said $75 a night to rent a room. So I gave the recipient my money and I headed towards my room. The room looked really nice. It looked really clean too as well. I was about to forget about everything I saw in this town and I was about to head off to bed. But before I headed off to bed, my stomach began to growl. Damn, I'm hungry. Hopefully there's some restaurants around where I can get a quick bite, David said to himself while holding his stomach. He got up from his bed and was about to head to the door, and as he was opening it, he saw that recipient standing in his doorway with a plate. It was pizza and salad. Meat Lover's Pizza. David's favorite kind of pizza, along with a garden salad. The recipient was also holding a sign that said, "It's free." So David didn't complain. He got to save his money and enjoy his favorite food. David ate the food, and he was stuffed. He sat down for a bit, waiting for his food to digest. But 2 hours later, at around 3:30, his stomach felt funny. David started to feel very nauseous, like he was about to throw up. Immediately, David felt the food that he ate coming back up, so he ran into the bathroom and started to vomit very violently. David continued to vomit violently for what felt like 5 minutes. After that, he sat back by the commode and took a breather. He looked into the commode and noticed something really disgusting. He noticed there were worms in his vomit. David got up thinking that maybe he was just tired and maybe he was just seeing things. So he decided to go off to bed. But as soon as he went into his room, the room started to spin. He started to feel lightheaded and dizzy, and he felt like he was going to black out. Before David could grab his phone to call 911, David collapsed on the bed. When David woke up, he was in some kind of lab room. His hands and legs were tied up. He couldn't even move. When David looked up, he noticed he saw a group of people with those phantom masks on. He asked them, "What the hell are you doing to me? Let me go. This is illegal. You can't hold someone captured like this. Let me go. I tell you right now, if you let me go, I won't say anything. But if you don't, when I do get free, I'm gonna let the whole town know. You crazy people, let me go. Let me go. Why you got my arms and legs tied up? Let me go. Damn it, let me go." The people with the phantom masks did not say anything, but instead, they took off their mask so David could see how they look. And when they took off their mask, David was freaked out. The people that were standing by David's bedside were not people. They looked to be humanoid creatures with black eyes and pale skin. They also seemed to have long fingers as well, and 2 horns on the top of their heads. David asked, "What the hell are you people? You're not humans. None of you are. What kind of town is this? Is this real? I must be dreaming. There's no way. What the fuck?" As David was trying to process what was going on, more of those creatures came into the lab room. And then eventually they started to open up their mouths. Inside of their mouths was rows and rows of sharp teeth. Immediately, one of the creatures took a huge chunk off of David's neck. He tried to gasp for air, but he died immediately. David died in a town that was called the Town of No Return. A couple of days later, his parents filed a missing persons report for David. But everywhere they looked, they could not find David. The only thing they were able to find was his car that was sitting on the side of a road. But besides that, there was no trace of David. Hello everyone, thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel and cut on all notification bell. Please also like and share this video. Also, follow me on all my social media platforms. The link will be down below. And if you're able to, please consider donating something to my Cash App or PayPal. This helps me to keep the channel going, and it helps me to create more videos and get more equipment so I can make good videos for you guys to enjoy. Thank you very much. Mr. Creepy as Hell, signing out.